Princess Fukang was born in 1038. She was the eldest daughter of Emperor Renzong of Song Dynasty. The princess received her title in the same year shortly after she was born. She was the emperor's favorite daughter. The emperor was said to be a tolerant and modest father. Their relationship was very close. When the emperor was sick, the princess prayed to God that she was willing to shorten her life in exchange for the emperor's complete recovery. When the princess was 9 years old, the emperor started to plan her marriage. In the end, she was arranged to marry Li Wei, who was 3 years older than the princess. Li Wei was the son of the emperor's birth mother's brother. He was not good looking, some even described him as ugly. Li Wei was talented in art. He was especially good at ink paintings. His work, Retreat on a Bamboo Grove, is now in the Boston Museum of Fine Art. However, the princess did not appreciate him. She thought Li Wei was mediocre, so she did not like him from the beginning. The reason why the emperor married his beloved daughter to Li Wei was the guilt over his biological mother. The emperor's mother was concubine Li, but once he was born, he was sent to be raised by concubine Liu. Only after the emperor grew up, he knew that his real mother was concubine Li, who already died early. He felt regret and guilt over her and her family. He wished he could have done more for them. Therefore, he decided to repay her mother's family by marrying his daughter to Li Wei. In 1056, the couples got married officially. Princess Fukang was promoted to Princess Yanguo. The emperor spent a lot of money to build her a mansion. Emperor Renzong even broke the tradition to give the princess a big ceremony. Many officials opposed his decision, but the emperor still insisted. The ceremony was held a few months later. Li Wei was also given a military officer position. After Princess Fukang was born, she was loved and indulged by the emperor and the imperial family. She never had to worry anything. However, her perfect life was completely ruined by this one marriage. After the marriage, Princess Fukang and Li Wei lived in the princess mansion. But the princess did not get along with her husband. She did not even bother to talk to him. After the princess married into the Li family, the emperor promoted her status in the family. The princess and her in-laws became peers, so she did not have to serve them. She was arrogant and did not respect Li Wei's family, including her mother-in-law. The princess only talked to the servants she brought to the mansion. The feeling of loneliness made her become dependent on her eunuch, Liang Huaiji. She rather talked to him when she was sad. They became good friends. One night in 1060, the princess and Liang Huaiji drank together. Suddenly, the princess saw her mother-in-law peeping into the room. It made the princess irritated. She then got into an argument with her mother-in-law and even hit her. When Li Wei saw it, he immediately scolded the princess. The princess felt it was unfair, so she cried and went back to the palace at that night. However, at that time, it was forbidden to enter the palace after it was closed at night. So in the next morning, many officials complained about the misconduct of the princess and urged the emperor to punish her. Under the pressure from the ministers, the emperor demoted the princess and Li Wei. The eunuch Liang Huaiji was sent to Luoyang to clean the imperial mausoleum. The princess was not happy about it. She cried and forced the emperor to recall the eunuch. Eventually, the eunuch was sent back, but he could no longer serve the princess. After the incident, Li Wei and Princess Fukang's relationship grew worse. They never lived together in the bedroom. The princess always stayed in the living room. Later, the princess could no longer tolerate it, so she moved back to the palace. The princess' mother, concubine Miao, was heartbroken. She wanted to help her daughter by persuading Li Wei's family to divorce the princess. But when the officials knew about it, they strongly opposed it. Concubine Miao then sent an official to monitor Li Wei in the hope of finding out his guilt. But Li Wei was cautious. They couldn't find any fault in him. Concubine Miao was desperate. She asked the emperor to kill Li Wei for the sake of their daughter. But the Empress Chao discouraged it. She said the emperor's original purpose was to repay the family. It did not make sense if it hurt the family. Finally, Emperor Renzong refused concubine Maid's request. But in 1062, he allowed the princess and Li Wei to get divorced. However, many officials, including Sima Guang, persuaded the emperor to send the princess back to the princess mansion. He said the princess should learn from the eldest princess of the Yang kingdom, who had been tolerating her unwilling marriage and finally got along with her husband. The emperor also believed his fortune teller that the princess and Li Wei's relationship could finally be improved and they would live happy ever after. So in November of the same year, Emperor Renzong restored the princess' marriage. The princess was sent back to live with Li Wei. Few months later, the emperor died of an illness in 1063. Emperor Yingzhong took the throne, but he died shortly afterwards and was succeeded by Emperor Shenzong. Emperor Shenzong respected the princess because his father had benefited greatly from the princess' mother. In the 3rd year of his reign, suddenly one day, he received news that the 33-year-old princess passed away. The emperor was shocked and immediately went to the princess' mansion. He found that her condition was bad. Her face was burnt. There were small insects in her clothing. He noticed that when the princess was sick, Li Wei did not send doctor to see her and never look after her. In winter, the princess even had to burn fire to get warm, which accidentally hurts the face. The emperor was furious and upset. He accused Li Wei of abusing the princess and demoted him to regiment trainer. After Princess Fukang passed away, the eunuch Liang Huaiji also died shortly afterwards. It was believed that he never met the princess again after the unfortunate incident years ago. Later, after being pardoned, Li Wei returned to the capital and served as the military governor. He lived long and died at 71 years old.